Hey there, hi there, ho there, and happy holidays, everybody. It's Wade for the Kingdom Report, joining you once again with my firsthand experience and firsthand knowledge of what it's like to visit Walt Disney World during a pandemic. We cover everything from travel to, staying at, visiting the theme parks of, and dining alongside Walt Disney World. If you are interested in any of those topics, we've got it covered here in the playlist. Make sure you check it out and ensure you're subscribed so that you never miss an update with that notification bell turned on and our thumbs up button firmly pressed. That way we know you appreciate the content and we will continue making more just like it. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at Disney's Contemporary Resort just outside of the Magic Kingdom front gates. This is one of the very first resorts to come along when Walt Disney World was first built, and we are going to be heading inside this very iconic structure, that's for sure. We're going to be dining today, and once you enter the doors just down at the opposite end of us, you're going to be walking past the very long, very modern, very contemporary front desk. Oh, I said it. Yes, I did. And you're going to be walking down to the very end of the building here, and you're going to see a bit of a doorway with a sign above it that says Wave. Yeah, the Wave restaurant is where we are headed today. It's breakfast time, and it's time to dine in pandemic to cover whether or not it's safe, whether it's comfortable, and most of all, whether it's worth it. This is a restaurant where they say it's a dash of something more. Surround yourself in casual elegance at this feel-good eatery. Dine on new American cuisine inspired by a passion for locally and regionally sourced ingredients, accompanied by New World wines and tasty craft beers. Start your day off with a classic a la carte American breakfast, such as Eggs Benedict, or dive into our signature sweet potato pancakes served with pecan honey butter and a side of sausage or bacon. This restaurant also is open for lunch and dinner. This restaurant, like many of the Disney Resort restaurants, uniquely designed with sort of that giant wave overhead as you walk down the long hallway to enter. Once you get to the other side where we're standing now, you'll notice that there is not only a host stand to check in at, but also a giant seating area off to the right-hand side of us. Behind the host stand is their bar area, not quite in service yet due to breakfast time. But this location is beautiful. You see, you're kind of like under the water since you came in under the crashing wave. And once you check in out front, you get your temperature checked to make sure that you are not exhibiting any conditions. And as long as you aren't, they bring you on down, check you in for your seat, and they get ready to take you to your table. But not before this. You got yourself holidays going on right now. You can grab a special contemporary resort gingerbread house to design. $35 is what that was running. I thought it was adorable, and certainly something you could take home if you wanted to also. This is the restaurant, though, and it is a beautiful, cozy location. When you are sat, they do give you the QR code via a disposable paper slip, as well as the festive spirits that you might be indulging in. Once you scan that QR code, it brings up the menu for breakfast, and you can choose from what you'd like. That is also due to the fact that they aren't giving you a standard menu because there's a pandemic going on. Less touching is always better in this situation. So they, again, toss that slip just as soon as you're done with it. The location itself, like I said, very uniquely designed and inspired to feel like you are just under a giant wave, right? Like under the water, and like nice earth tones in here. Everything's very soothing. This is one of my favorite restaurants to come to any time of day, just because it's such a nice, peaceful getaway from the hustle and bustle of the theme park nearby. So that being Magic Kingdom, of course. This location in general, especially for breakfast, a wonderful place to visit and very close to that Magic Kingdom entrance if you're doing a Magic Kingdom day. Made sure I ordered up my coffee right away, and it was brought out to me with speed. You see there the coffee carafe. I love when they do this. Most Disney restaurants do this now, where they not only bring you your first cup on them, but then they also bring you that coffee carafe, and you could just serve yourself the rest of the time. I prefer it, and I will drink that entire thing because coffee is life, absolutely. And I wanted to go with an appetizer first, so I went with the seasonal fruit plate, this being $9. Now, this is something I want to point out. Not only is this plate giant, right? There's a lot of fruit on here, from your watermelon to your pineapple to your grapes, blueberries, cantaloupe, that sort of thing. But I remember getting this exact appetizer back in August of this year, back in August of 2020. And when I got it in August, this was very different. In fact, it wasn't worth the $9, but when I mentioned it to my server that I didn't really feel like it was worth it this time, he said, "Oh no, definitely get it. It'll be worth it, I promise." And it is. This is absolutely shareable and something that was refreshing and a great way to start off my breakfast. Again, when we go with the no touching, and the less touching is always better. So each item, each condiment was brought out in its own little separate dish. Now, I've seen everything across Disney World property in the last couple months. I've seen individual packets of things brought out. Now I've seen it in individual little tubs brought out for me. It's nice to have my pecan honey butter, my traditional butter, my ketchup, my salt, my pepper, all of the things I could possibly need on a separate little plate. And now it's time for the signature sweet potato pancakes. These are so unbelievable. I went with the side protein option of chicken sausage just because it's not something I would typically get. This is a kind of an uninspired plate, to be sure. The presentation is what I mean. Very uninspired, not necessarily a whole lot to be like, wow, look at that. But it's the pancakes here that really shine. Obviously, it's a signature item, and they want you to indulge in something that's signature and unique. And so my server told me, don't even use traditional syrup, which he brought out. He said, don't use it. Use the pecan honey butter. Go for that first. You won't be sorry. That pecan maple honey butter is fantastic. And so I said, all right, I'll do it. So I lathered up my sweet potato pancakes with that first. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a strong contender for a butter that needs to replace every condiment ever created, ever in existence, because this sucker was unreal. The flavors were rich and sweet, and the maple and pecan were perfect in terms of offsetting that sweet potato deliciousness, the savoriness of the sweet potato pancake. I thought, man, what a great combination. The chicken sausage, nothing I was impressed by. A little bit of spice to it, as most sausage has. This was like eating rubber. I was kind of disappointed. Next time I will go with my tried and true bacon, but I wanted to go with a little something different this time just to try it out. I was kind of disappointed on the sausage front, but back to the sweet potato pancakes and the maple pecan honey butter. Oh my goodness, this combination is perfect together. I do recall getting the sweet potato pancakes back when the Wave had a breakfast buffet option. These sweet potato pancakes were on that buffet. Now, the buffet is not open right now due to the pandemic. However, they do have every option that they had on the buffet on the menu for you to select from. So I went with the sweet potato pancakes because I remember how good they were. The thing, though, is when you get the sweet potato pancakes off the buffet, they don't really tell you about the honey pecan butter. So this time it came with it, and they said only lather it in that, and I absolutely did. It was perfect. You see here the check presenter was brought out to me. This, of course, is disposable as well. No more leather check books that bring out your check as a way of which to dispose of it afterwards for less touching. The receipt brought me my grand total of $28.54. You see there, sweet potato pancakes $14, fruit plate $9, and my all-you-can-drink coffee $3.79. So, is the place safe and is it comfortable? Well, when it comes to the Wave breakfast, when it comes to the Wave in general, I'll tell you that from a safety perspective, they do the temperature check at the front door to make sure you're not exhibiting any symptoms. You are coming to a resort, therefore you haven't been checked like you have been in the theme park. So they do that temperature check in order to admit you, just one of many things that could potentially be wrong, but they do it. Then they also make sure that they've expanded out their dining room. They make sure that you are as far away from people as possible. So when I came in August, this section that I'm sitting in here that you can see, this was completely closed off, and the dining room was sectioned off and much smaller, but they've expanded for the sake of allowing more tables, but at a distance. The servers, by the way, they keep their distance. They enforce the rules. I saw them many times as people stood up to walk away, forgetting that they weren't wearing a mask and walking past other tables. They were right on top of them and made sure that they were aware of the policies. From a comfort level perspective, I'll tell you that you're far enough away from other parties to feel like it's your very own experience, which is great. Fast and exceptional service here is always something that I celebrate. One of the main reasons why I come back to the Wave is because the service is always top-notch, and it's a very cozy and tranquil atmosphere, a location that just really is kind of a great way to regenerate if you're coming in for, say, dinner, but a wonderful way to start your day on the right note, and just outside of that Magic Kingdom gate. I can't repeat that enough. Something so important to remember about this restaurant. Now, is it worth it? Well, I will tell you that obviously with views like this from the floor above the restaurant that you can go to and visit, you do have that amazing view out to the Magic Kingdom. This, of course, is something I've repeated several times and did just a second ago, and that is you can walk to the Magic Kingdom from this restaurant. There are so few resorts that have that luxury, and you can do it from this location. Now, the pricing is perfect for breakfast. It is ideal. In fact, it is just spot on with what I would pay for a breakfast even outside of Disney World, and the food being locally sourced and very unique with the sweet potato pancake twist and the whole menu in general, even for breakfast, very unique offerings, which is wonderful when it comes to breakfast items, because usually breakfast is, eggs, potatoes, bacon, that sort of thing. They certainly have that here, but it's also a location that has a little bit of inspiration thrown into the menu, and that whole locally sourced twist makes for a very wonderful environment, and the food is exceptional in taste. Once again, that walkway that I had mentioned that leads all the way to the Magic Kingdom, it's probably a 5-minute walk, absolutely worth going to this restaurant, joining the Wave for breakfast before your Magic Kingdom day. It's also a restaurant you can usually get a reservation at because it's tucked away and a lot of people don't even know about it. Hey, make sure you're subscribed to us and hit that thumbs up button if you appreciate what you've seen here. I want to make sure that you never miss an update from us, and if you haven't already, check out our travel day during the holidays to Walt Disney World, as well as our hotel stay at Disney's Coronado Springs, and also our experience at Magic Kingdom Park and Epcot. Hey, I really thank you for all of your time today, and hopefully you picked up some tips, and maybe we'll even try out the Wave breakfast in the future. For the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath. We'll see you next time for another installment of Walt Disney World in Pandemic.